Alright, I'm back. We only got a half hour left, I guess. I went on a break and I came back and they had shut me down, so we're back up and running. We're going to try to complete the rest of the show. What you don't get a chance to get, I guess you'll be able to watch the whole thing on the website, benchwarmersblog.weebly.com. That's BenchWarmers. We only got a half hour left. I went on a break and I came back and they had shut me down, so.
I'm excited about the Generous Pour 2014 from the Capitol.
Okay,
Grill,
we're back.
July 7th through August 31st. 7 fabulous wine.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to try to finish the show tonight. I've been getting calls in on my cell phone telling me that tonight's show is out of control. Well, that's how I like it. I like it to be out of control. I guarantee you that we're going to have better shows. This was a great show. I really enjoyed tonight's show, but I need to get to the NFL. First thing on the agenda is, can the Seahawks repeat? Can the Seahawks repeat? That's the first thing on the agenda. I mean, we're all off. The cameraman is off and everything, but we're going to work through this. And we're going to continue to deliver the show, count down the pads, and spending an unorganized night with me, because this is how I like it, wild and off the hook. So I'm not answering any more phone calls. If anybody else called talking about what's wrong with the show, why they can't get it, follow the instructions. If it's not coming up on the website, I told you to go to the website tab and go to webcast, and it should show there. But if it didn't, just follow. Somebody told me that they had to go from there to live stream. They didn't have a live stream account. Then just sign up, be a follower or whatever, and then that way you can watch all my shows, because sometime I'll come from live stream, sometime I'll come from Ustream. So, to the NFL, can the Seahawks repeat? That's a really good question. Can the Seahawks repeat? They got a target on their back. I'm going to tell you that right now from the get-go. They got a huge target on their back. And anytime you are marked, anytime you're marked like that, let me make sure I'm getting everything in. It said we kind of lost internet connection. Then we lost it again. Attempting to reconnect. Okay, we got reconnected. Let's see what happens. Okay, did Beast Mode even sign back with the Seahawks? Well, if he didn't, then I know he will, and they're going to make it to the playoffs. And like I always said, in the NFC, I got a feeling it's going to come down to Seattle and San Francisco. to figure out who's going to go to the Super Bowl, if it's going to be Seattle or if it's going to be San Francisco. Sorry, you guys, trying to get the cameraman set up right. Yeah, we are good, I think. Okay, we're good. Okay. So I think in the NFC it's going to come down to Seattle or San Francisco. So one of those two teams will end up making it to the Super Bowl. Seattle will lose some games. People will lose their mind. I wouldn't be surprised if Seattle gets in the playoffs and they be like 11-5 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But making it back to the Super Bowl, it's going to be tough. Are they my choice to make it back to the Super Bowl? Yes. But will they? That's another discussion. So we'll leave that for conversation with the bench warmers so that way I can muster up some things against people. I believe this might be Peyton Manning's last run. I mean, he want to come back next year and the year after and the year after that, but I got a feeling Peyton Manning may be in trouble. Hopefully everything works out for him. I got a feeling that this might be his last season. And is the Cleveland Browns really loaded? We've been talking about the Cavs. We've been talking about the Cleveland Browns. LeBron James coming home. Are they still going to be the same Cleveland Browns? I mean, the Cleveland Clowns, are they going to really be respected and called the Cleveland Browns? I'm hoping that everything works out for the Cleveland Browns. Well, what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to get ready to go ahead and end tonight's show a few minutes early. What I'll probably do is just go ahead and see if I can leave you here with some video. If I can leave you here with some video on my way out. See if I can leave you with some video here on the way out. See what we got. Let's see what I can leave you with here before I get ready to take off.
Hey there, Coach Carr. I was just trying to call in. You can give me a call back if you'd like for me to be a guest. But it's getting late out here on the East Coast, so
okay, I gotta call and get ready to call in. Let's see what's happening.
hey there, Coach.
Hey, Coach Johnson, how
How's
you
it going,
doing?
Coach Carr? I'm doing outstanding. How about you, Coach?
Not too bad. I'm getting a lot of calls on my cell phone asking me what the hell going on with the show, why it's not loading and it's stopping and going, and something else, and they couldn't watch it on my site. Took them to live stream, and they had to sign up. So I said, well, tonight we just going with what we got. I'm unorganized a little bit, but that's how I roll, because I'm unscripted. I'm a bench warmer. If I was a starter, my shit be together. I still think it's together.
Hey, that's all right, Coach. I tried to get on and was having problems, but I was figuring out just some glitches, but that's all right.
Did you get a chance to see something? I got you on live right now. I was just getting ready to shut down in about another 5 minutes because I was only going to 12:30 Eastern, even though I started late. But I got you on live right now.
Well, you know what? I was really impressed with the bench warmer setup, Coach. I thought it was my situation. I didn't know we needed to upgrade from our dial-up, internet access or something. I was yelling at my wife. I'm like, this damn dial-up, I can't even see the live stream good. But I was excited, and my only complaint was I saw a Michigan woman in the background, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on with that. My goodness, what's the problem? So, I don't know. I figured you'd go out to the West Coast and then become a Buckeye fan and go to Akron, Ohio.
Well, let me re-innovate that. Didn't you marry a Wolverine? Didn't your wife graduate? Isn't she like a PhD graduate from Michigan?
Well, no, sir. She's not a PhD graduate from Michigan. She did grow up, and I even lived in that terrible Wolverine state for almost 10 years. But she grew up right there in Detroit. But no, she actually went to Grambling, as a matter of fact. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out, what's up with that. One thing that I did see, Coach, at the beginning of the show, and on a serious note, and I just want to express, being a Kent State alum, and that's where I had the pleasure of meeting you and growing to be a great friend with yourself. Just want to take this time out to just send my condolences out to Jason Vinsky's family, and all those players on that Kent State football team. And I got a lot of friends and colleagues, Facebook friends and such that I still communicate with on a daily basis that played football at Kent State. And, I don't know all the circumstances surrounding that kid passing away, and they found him in his apartment this morning. But, man, that's such a sad situation, and that's got to be really tough for those guys on that football team. This time of the year, football players are going 2 days in the hot sun, and I don't know what happened with the kid, but I just send my condolences out to his family, the entire football team and coaching staff, and it just makes you really have to take a step back and just see how precious life is, because tomorrow is just not promised. And that kid was a very good football player, was preseason third team all Mid-American Conference. He probably had a professional football career ahead of him.
Right.
And so many kids from out of Kent State end up in the pros. And, it's just such a tragic event, man.
Right. And like you said, that's someone's son, grandson, nephew, brother. I mean, I got a daughter that just turned 21 in June, and that young man is 21. So, yeah, that's why not only that I attend Kent State University, I just believe deep in my heart that I should have sent that out, because I do follow Kent State's football, basketball, baseball, women's softball, hockey, whatever sports going on there. If I see Kent State, I got it on my laptop or the desktop. But James Johnson, it's great having you on the show, and I want to say this to my audience. The gentleman that I have here live via audio, I got the opportunity to meet him when he was coaching at Kent State University men's basketball under
Well, I was actually on the administrative side, working in the athletic department administration under Lane Kennedy, who was the athletic director at that time.
Right.
After I started my career at Kent State, and just meeting you while I was in grad school there, man, and the time we spent together. and going over just coaching strategies. You discussing coaching strategies from a football standpoint, me discussing coaching strategies from a basketball standpoint. And it made me realize that when you're a coach and a good coach and passionate about what you do, there's so many similarities, even when we may be coaching completely different sports.
Right.
And I really realized being around you, and I learned so much from you, Coach Carr, about being a good coach, about being able to reach a student athlete and to motivate an athlete to perform at a higher level than what they're used to. And I want to just take this opportunity for all your listeners and your viewers to just thank you for just that friendship and everything you taught me about being a coach, because I was in grad school just getting into my coaching career and learned so much from you. Even, back then we were playing a video game. I don't know if it was Sega or
that's exactly what it was. And I mean, we would, but even in just like you said, even in just playing a video game, it goes all the way back. It goes all the way back to when I played with my electric football men. See, they say everybody can't be a coach, but to be a great coach, you also have to be coachable. And I do believe that I was very coachable. I came from a bloodline of coaches.
Correct.
And every aspect that I did, from electric football men to video games to putting rocks together on the sidewalk and making a game, I always carried myself as a coach, even though I was a player at the time. So I just want to say thank you for saying that, James. But what really choked me up was I was about to throw out the head coach's name, and Garland Mance came across instead of Gary Waters. And you know what's so funny? And you know what's so funny is I still follow both of them gentlemen. Yeah. Gary Waters at Cleveland State, I don't miss a game. I do not miss a game. Even when he was at Rutgers, I didn't miss a game. And Garland Mance, when he was coaching at his alma mater, St. Bonaventure, I don't know exactly what happened with him leaving Bonaventure or what went down with that, but I'm going to have you on the show because it's a conversation. It's called Conversations with the Bench Warmers, and that's what we do. We just sit back and we conversate about different things we know, big things that's going on in society, in the world, like the young man that got shot, where was that, in Missouri or whatever? And somebody was saying something to me about coming on Conversation with the Bench Warmers and saying something about, it's funny how Al Sharpton can do this when it's white against black or it's black against white, but what about us on us crime? Who's stopping that shit? You know what I'm saying? So my show is deeper than just, I get on here and I lollygag and I goof off, but when I got good people on the show and we can conversate about different issues, it don't have to be sports. It could be something that's going on in life that we can shoot out there to a young man.
Yeah, I tell you, Coach Carr, I love the format of your show, and I'm passionate about sports and that, and I stay involved in sports, but at the same time, we live in a world where there's a lot of things going on.
Exactly.
And the fact that you can have a great time, but at the same time, provide a very valid opinion to current issues and current situations. And I was just speaking with my wife earlier this evening, just about, a similar type of opinion on, just how the black community will rally around a police brutality event like that. But then so many, even within the black community, want to say, hey, what about all this black on black crime?
Right.
And you know what, it just in my opinion, real quickly, and I'm not going to get too philosophical, But I definitely think that, there is some concern about black on black crime, but at the same time, when you're looking at a police brutality situation, and if you really look at a lot of the headlines, it seems like it's been ramping up over the last 6 months. Even from the Trayvon Martin situation, with the Eric Garner situation, and no, that is not at all to dismiss black on black crime. Because that is very heinous. It needs to be addressed in the black community. But at the same time, when you take a look at a police officer who is paid the taxpayer dollars to protect and serve, and when they are straying so far away from that, I don't think there's anything wrong with any community drawing attention to that, and it would be just as heinous as if it were a black police officer physically assaulting an unarmed white brother, an unarmed Hispanic brother, an unarmed Asian brother.
Exactly.
To be completely honest, you don't see that happening too often, especially with a black officer, gunning down an unarmed white brother or Hispanic brother or any other.
Exactly.
So I think for that to be addressed, I don't see any major issue with that. I do feel within the black community, we need to address black on black crime, but we definitely also at the same time need to have a voice when these horrible type situations take place as well. And you know what, Reverend Al Sharpton is probably, one of the most visible people to stand up for blacks and people in the black community when these injustices occur. And so he's an easy target for all of America. But in my own personal opinion, Coach Carr, I'm happy that there is a person like a Reverend Al Sharpton and a Jesse Jackson. And to be completely honest with you, before those guys, it was a Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. And he was equally hated as Reverend Al Sharpton is now. Back then, but those individuals have to stand up for those injustices and be the spokesperson for families who take on such horrible tragedies. And even at this time, I want to just send my condolences to the family of Mike Brown, also the family of Eric Garner, who was the gentleman that was choked to death in Staten Island, New York, a few years back.
Right.
Those are just horrible situations. Those gentlemen did not deserve to die in those fashions. And different things come out about their past, and it may not make them the most squeaky clean citizens, but at the same time, they didn't deserve to lose their life in the manner that they did, Coach Carr.
Exactly.
And I apologize if I went too deep and got too philosophical on your show.
No, you did not. No, you did not.
But, no, you did not. I'm just trying to went in that direction, and so I definitely want to give my opinion.
Yeah.
But,
ladies and gentlemen, James Johnson, known as Coach Johnson. And Coach Johnson, you have the academy down there in Atlanta, correct?
Yeah, that's correct, man. As a matter of fact, obviously my passion is with the real sport, Coach Carr, basketball.
Right.
Most football players want to be basketball players anyway. So,
I was one of them. I got my hand high in the air. If you was looking at the show, I'm one of them. I got my hand high in the air. But I couldn't play a lick. I loved it. I wish I could dunk and all that.
The Elite Fundamentals Basketball Academy, and my website will be up here in just a couple days. And really, I started this academy, Coach, because as a basketball purist, as you know that I am,
yes,
it really was bothering me as I am, doing all the coaching and seeing so much AAU ball, the deterioration of the quality of basketball that we have here in the United States. And I've been dissecting it for about 5 years, and it really has come down to that basketball players are not being taught and
Fundamentals.
taught fundamentals, man. And when I'm talking fundamentals, I'm talking very basics from footwork to jump stops and pivots and just very fundamental basics of the game. And along with fundamentals and basics, and this is something you gotta really hit home and taught me while we were there at Kent State. The basketball IQ isn't there, Coach.
Right.
And so, you know, even though we were playing Madden 95 and I was running with the Chicago Bears and Jeremy Lincoln as the quarterback by beating up on your face, you got to teaching me about a 3-4 defense and a 4-3 and when you should be in a nickel and when you should be in a dime and different things like that. And from a basketball standpoint, it was frustrating me to be working with the Bad Frosh camp and the Super Soft camp and the Junior All-Americans and working with some of the top basketball players on the high school level in the country.
Yes.
But when you get them together and say, okay, guys, we're going to go out and run a pure motion offense, these outstanding basketball players who've gone on to be McDonald's All-American would look at me like a deer in headlights and they're like, what's a motion offense?
Right.
Or if you tell a kid, okay, start over there in the corner, you got to make an L cut and you end up at the elbow, and the kid ends up out by half court somewhere.
What the hell? Right. You're like, what in the hell is going on out there?
Right. What in the world are you doing?
Right.
And you're supposed to be a McDonald's All-American, you don't even know where the elbow is?
Right. Hey.
Everybody on the baseline, we're going to run until we get it right. So I'm sorry, Coach, I just went Coach Johnson there, but these kids need to learn from a very young age fundamentals.
Right.
And so
and you know,
I started Elite Fundamentals Basketball Academy, real excited about it. I'm going to be training some high school teams in their preseason. Already been asked to do a number of private trainings. My classes are filling up already, so I'm really excited about it, Coach. Really excited, and I think it's going to be something that's going to be tremendous, you know, all across the nation. I think we really need to get back to teaching fundamentals, and I even see it on the high school level. I see it in college, and the thing about the game today, and then I'll let you go, Coach,
and
athletes are so much more athletic, and so they can run faster and they can jump higher.
right.
But if they had more pure fundamentals, that would make them so much better basketball players. And when you look in the NBA, you can tell those players who have tremendous fundamentals. I mean, with me, you know, obviously the Kobe Bryant and the LeBron James come to mind.
Right.
And you can see just how much more effective those guys are, you know, in the way that they play. And it boils down to their fundamentals, their footwork. They know how to pivot and when to pivot and when to make a reverse pivot and when to make a jump stop so they can pivot off of either foot. So I'm so excited to be in the gym, just working on pure fundamentals. And, you know, the players that I'm working with are improving in leaps and bounds in such a short period of time. Parents are loving it because they're seeing Johnny going out there, working on his pivots, working on his jump stop,
Shooting out the phone booth. Shooting out the phone booth.
Yeah, shooting out of the phone booth. You know, hey, Coach Carr, what's about basketball, Coach Carr, shooting out of the phone booth. Exactly. And I'm thinking those concepts to kids who have no idea what shooting out of the phone booth is. But if you're shooting out of the phone booth, it's going to produce a perfect arc to make a shot from anywhere on the floor. And so my next step is to get a Dwight Howard in the gym so he can start shooting out of the phone booth so he can start making more free throws.
Right.
And you know, so it's exciting, Coach Carr. And you're right on. Shooting out of the phone booth.
And you're
using the big method and all of those things.
And you're the right guy for the Elite Fundamental Academy, Coach Johnson, because let me say this, and it's just like you know, like you say, you know, it just don't start in high school and college. I mean, them kids start off playing Little League basketball like I started off playing Little League football at 7 and 8. and Little League hockey and everything else you start off at Little League. And you wonder, are the coaches even teaching the correct fundamentals? So not just getting those kids into the Elite Fundamental Academy. I think we need to sign up a few of these damn coaches to get into the Coach Johnson Elite Fundamental Academy, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I was in my home city a couple weeks ago, and I tell you, I take at least 90% of them Little League football coaches they got, and tell every one of them son of a gun to take a walk. You know what I'm saying?
Coach Carr, you said a mouthful, Coach Carr. As a matter of fact, I was just talking, and they want me to put together a league. And I said, before I would be able to put together a league for this coming season, I would need to have every coach in the league at an Elite Fundamentals Basketball Academy coaches clinic for 3 weeks.
Right.
So I could train them how to coach on the fundamentals. I would have to draw out that practice plan. So I know that the coaches of the league are coaching the players correctly. So
right.
you said a mouthful there, Coach. And as a matter of fact, Coach Carr, Elite Fundamentals is something that goes beyond just basketball. And I was going to be reaching out to you, and I want to speak to you offline, because I went ahead and copyrighted the Elite Fundamentals Academy. But, my next step, and I got a partner that works with me that plays football. He's a military guy, too, like yourself.
Okay.
But I want to get you involved and have you heading up the Elite Fundamentals Football Academy. Because I know that in every sport, and one of my mottos and one of my slogans is, being great starts with the Elite Fundamentals.
Yes.
And I've got some cousins and some nephews that's playing football, and we're very good players. But like I said, being great starts with the Elite Fundamentals. And who's better to start up or to assist with the Elite Fundamentals Football Academy than the best football coach that I've ever been around, and that's you, Coach Carr.
Thank you so much, Coach James E. Johnson, everybody. He's the founder of the Elite Fundamental Academy, EFA, and you will be hearing more from him on the show, and we will have him on the show more. Hey, Coach Johnson, I want to leave you with two things. One thing I want to leave you with is, can you hear this?
No, I can't hear it, Coach.
This team will gamble with something new, something strange, something different. Defensively, don't lose your points.
Can you hear that?
You will make the adjustments and get it done. You must move the football early, block your regular adjustments, look the defense over, and blow off that line of scrimmage and get it done. Let me just tell you a couple things to keep in your mind while you're out there. When we take the field for Iowa to beat us, we got to beat ourselves. If we go out there with the same enthusiasm, the same drive as we have the previous 8 games, we're going to win. We've got big goals. We've got big ideas. We've got to win this game, and there is no game on the remainder of our schedule more important than the one you're going down to the tunnel to play today. Now let's go.
You know, James, that's how I started the show off, so that's how I kind of wanted to end the show. And then I just wanted to end it with this right here, because I'm going to have you back on the show. And when the fans watch the show and they hear your theme music, I don't know if you can hear this, but I'm going to play it also as we leave the show.
Okay.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be Coach Johnson's theme music. This goes back to the days when I first met him. What I did was I rounded up that beat. It was 2 dope boys in the Cadillac, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we jamming on out to. And we'll get back at you the next time on the Benchwarmer Special, Countdown the Pass with Coach Carr Jr. I'm going to do it one more time before we kick off next Wednesday. But I guarantee you, I'm going to have Coach Johnson on Conversations with the Benchwarmers show. So thanks for being here tonight. We went over a little bit because we started late a little bit. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see you next time.
Thank you, Coach Sark.